right. So, welcome everybody to this game 1 in Mitoe versus Flontier. We have in the north of the map, as soon as... there we go. In the north of the map, playing in the color teal. What else would he be playing in? We have Mitoe as India. And in the south of the map, playing in the color blue as the Japanese, we have Flontier. And from what I'm seeing, it looks like everybody has pretty equal hunts, pretty equal coin mines. And I think we're set for a pretty fun match here. What do you think?
I absolutely love this matchup between India and Japanese, because India can rush really hard, and Japan basically just has to fence off the first attack and then try to age up as quickly as possible and send those flaming arrows, which are really flaming annoying at times.
Certainly, and that has historically been Japan's weakness, is that early pressure.
Yep.
And certainly, you know, India very good at laying on some early pressure, putting down a trading post here at the start of the game. Pretty fascinating. I've been seeing this more and more. And he's also going to get this 40 wood treasure, which of course is good for India, seeing as their villagers do cost wood.
Yeah.
So pretty good all around. But yeah, these I kind of like this map with the small treasures. It's very interesting because you see so much movement, because the players are just scouting around, especially since you have 4 scouts. You know, these 2 guys are going around making shrines. These 2 guys on the elephants. It's just really fun to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah. What is also very useful for Japanese is all those berries scattered all over the map. And Flontier has started with a few berries in town, and Japanese have special cards for them. And let's see if Flontier is going to make use of them. Right. And he isn't. Okay, so that's probably just a noob
Radix, you make an absolute excellent point. I mean, this amount of berries really plays in the favor of the Japanese player. So, I mean, excellent job pointing that out. We do see India gathering in their second hunt. Hasn't gone for his third one yet, but it's certainly interesting. Looks like he's going for the treasure steal. Oh, he's gonna get the.
Did you see it?
What? He got? Oh!
Did you miss it?
He got the 40 wood.
Yeah, but
very nice
you
job.
didn't see it.
No, he got the stomp and then he picked up the.
Oh, that was
I didn't.
amazing.
Where was it?
Well, you can watch a stream because I was focused on it. It was just hilarious.
Where did you get that 40 XP from? Was that the stomp?
Yeah. No, it was a treasure.
Oh man, I was watching that 40 wood steal. Oh goodness gracious! You know, kind of interesting enough that the shrine population for the Japanese players so far, he's only managed to get 1 shrine down, which is, of course, you know, it's still early in the game. But do you think the Japanese player is going to go for something a little more economic heavy? You know, he probably knows that early pressure is coming. So if you were in the Japanese player's shoes, what would you be doing right now?
I definitely would not have sent the shrine card, which he has, because it's only 50% extra gathering, and that equates to maybe 0.2 extra per second. He has dropped the Tokugawa shrine, so he is indeed looking for a heavy eco build. But I would like to see another building here between his consulate and his shrine, just to lock off any entrances.
Look at this.
Yeah, and we see a
look at this right here in the middle of them.
Yep.
The aggro is coming down only by 1 villager, though, interestingly enough.
I don't think he needs any more.
Obviously not going to be too terribly aggressive. Well, you know, usually I see aggro forts going down with at least 2 villas, especially if they want to be really aggressive. But 1 villa is certainly good as well.
Well, I don't know if you checked his, but he's aiming to get a second trade post.
Oh my goodness! Is he gonna? Wow, this is a very interesting build from Mitoe indeed. Going for the trading post. So maybe there is something a little more economic here. I mean, certainly spending 200 more wood to get a second trading post obviously means, you know, he's not going to be able to get out that mass as quickly as he would have.
Especially as India.
Do you think there's going to be something a little more economic here?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. he has opted to spend indeed that
But,
200 wood on the trade post instead of making extra fields or houses.
Right.
And here we have it.
But look at this.
Here we have it. Ladies and gentlemen.
He's got 2 shipments saved up. Is he? He's not.
He is.
Yeah. I think he might be.
He's going to take all the trade posts.
15 on wood, 1 on food.
Yeah, but he can. He can because he knows.
He's got 2 shipments saved up.
Yeah, he knows that Japan is just going to stay inside his base, trying to age up as quickly as possible. But with this massive,
this is so interesting from Mitoe.
Yeah, this is really good.
And there goes the Agrifort.
Yeah,
and
well, Flontier has recognized this and tries to squeeze in 1 extra trade post just for himself. But I think that's a bad decision.
Right.
I think those seed boys can just move in.
You think so?
Yeah. They're not even far away. Just deal with that.
Oh, yep. Look at that. Yeah. Look at this. He's trying to take the 2nd trading post as well, but I mean, he's certainly not going to get there before these sepoys come.
No, but Mitoe was
especially with the 2 elephants
a
as
bit
well.
Too late. He wanted to actually build a trade post there.
And the consulate coming down here. Ooh, what do you think of this consulate coming down here in the middle of the map? That definitely says, could we be seeing the 6 redcoats or the 3 Imperial Hussars?
Your guess is as good as mine, because whatever goes on in Mitoe's head, who knows? But I'm actually banking on Brit consulate.
Wow, his first 2 cards were distributism, of course, and then he sent foreign logging as his 2nd card. And 600 wood coming down for Flontier, which is pretty standard.
Yeah, but
wow, this is so irregular from Mitoe.
Yeah, he hasn't sent the 600 wood as the second card. So basically, all his villagers have been chopping wood all this time. Am I correct?
My good, you are absolutely correct. And if we look at the techs, what does he have for techs? He's starting to get those market upgrades as well. Putting the market down certainly could do that, and it's just, this is super economic, and I think it's a really good strategy because the Japanese player is expecting aggression, but he's just coming in here and replacing it.
Yeah, and I think we're let me see what's being researched. Oh, not yet. I would say that upgrading the trade posts is the next step. But first he's taking down this
and
trade
then the
post
300 export coming in as the India player.
Oh yeah.
Wow. 300 export followed by the 600 wood. This is, and getting market upgrades as well. Wow, this is so economic from Mitoe. I kind of like it, but I think it's something that would only really work this well versus a civilization like Japan.
Yes, but he's already 1 shipment ahead of Japan simply because of all those trade posts he's having. India,
look at
meanwhile.
this. Look at this. Oh man, I mean, right. And look, he's just going to continue sieging shrines with these sepoy, which I think is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to continue stunting the Japanese economy and let this trading post pay for itself.
Well, I don't know. I would have liked him to take care of this trade post first, because obviously he's going for a trade route, and that's going to mean a massive amount of wood. But perhaps 4 trade posts is enough.
Ooh, look at this.
Yep.
Look at this Japanese army developing at the bottom of the map. We do have the Basterios coming in. Those are going to do well against the Sepoy, but I don't know. He does have some Gurkha mixed in, so not entirely countered. But looks like a Caravanesi coming up in the middle of the map as well. So, I mean, the one thing Mitoe has right now is map control. Yeah, there are shrines littered around the map, but he has the center. He has this Agrifort defending it. He has almost the entire trade line. This is huge for Mitoe right now, and I think despite what the economic unit population says, 47 to 41 in favor of the Japanese player, I think Mitoe's in a very commanding position right now.
Mitoe has changed from Ottoman to France consulate, so it's probably going to add an extra crate. Oh, there we have it. He sent a gold crate. So, what do you think of that?
I do like the gold. I also like that he sent the 4 Sowars with his extra crate. I think that's really going to give his army a lot more viability, especially against the Basterios, and I think there might be a couple of Yumi mixed in there. But really, right now, the Indian player's army is just so much better. It's more mobile. It's doing so much more damage. I just think Mitoe's in a really good position right here. Although, you know, the Japanese player still has a 5 economic unit population lead, so I don't want to take that away from him.
That might be
Flontier
all
certainly
due
playing
to,
very
to
economic
all those
himself, trying to
shrines.
keep up.
Don't you think so?
But he is losing them rather quickly, and that's a lot of wood to keep investing, rebuilding those shrines. Looks like, oh, I thought we almost had a fight here. Ooh, here come the Neginata, 5 Neginata popping out, and that does make the armies more even. Certainly, Sepoys are good against Neginata, but there's not a whole lot of them, and we all know that Sawars aren't very good at fighting other cavalry. So the Japanese army is looking kind of scary here as it pushes up the map towards the Indian player.
Yeah, and does he see it?
Ooh, he's going to catch him here.
Yep.
Might be able to get off some free shots. He's going to... Ooh. Yep, the Gurkhas aren't going to be able to use their range, and he's walking them right into the Neginata. Ooh, that's not going to be very good at all, and this is going to be a definite... Ooh, but 10 Gurkha are coming out. He needs to take out those Neginata before those Gurkha get trapped. There's still a couple Neginata left, but mainly just Ashigaru and Vesterios, which, I mean, unless there aren't... I don't see any reinforcing Neginata, so this could be in favor, and more Soar coming out. So maybe a little bit favored now to the Indian player as those Soar soak up some damage from those Musketeers.
Yeah, absolutely. Mitoe has been able to stabilize over here. Yeah, look, 4 Naginata coming in from the left, but what can they do?
Ooh. Yeah, but I mean, then again, you know, Soar are just very ineffective at fighting other cavalry. So there are still 5 Neginata here, and you know, unless he's able to kite well, they might be able to do some damage to these Gurkha.
Well,
yeah, they're certainly gonna do very well against these Gurkha.
Yeah.
Right, but he's still gonna lose. I mean, he's lost over half of his Gurkha right here, and that's big.
Which is quite okay, actually.
Although I will say, I think the Japanese player. I think the Japanese player has certainly lost more in this exchange. I mean, Neginata, as we know, are very expensive. Oh, but look at this. 5 more coming, along with reinforcement. Oh, nope, they're going to turn around. Yeah, I think if Mitoe can get out some Zambraks, I think he could certainly be in a much stronger position. And it looks like, are those... Yep, he does have 4 Zambraks out, so I think he definitely has the better composition at this point, but India just has such a strong army in the Second Age when compared to a lot of other civilizations. They have the Dragoon unit, they have the Skirmisher unit, certainly, and he has the whole TP line. So Mitoe's still looking in a pretty good position here.
Yeah, and he is aged, and he has just earned the 7 Yurumi, sadly from his town center probably. So
has he aged?
He has aged. He's 3rd age already.
And look at this. Look at this, Radix. Look at how many villagers are on this coin mine, and they are very exposed out there.
That is quite regrettable.
Ooh, but we do have a fight coming down. Yeah, ooh, losing a lot more. Oh, wow, that's a lot of... He's going to lose most of his Gurkha there, if not all.
But
good push by the Japanese player.
Those Urumis are going to be able to take care of that, I think.
Right. The 3rd Age units are going to come out, and it looks like we have the Siege Elephants with the Urumis, with a couple more Zambraks here, and 10 more Gurkha, and 5 more Zambraks. So a huge power sway in favor of the Indian player. And, I mean, just the ability to have those 5 trading posts working for you at the same time. And, oh, man,
absolutely.
he has such a strong economy right now.
Actually,
and if we take it into, you know...
is in par with the Japanese player, but the Japanese player is still stuck in the Second Age, desperately looking for gold, but he's got currently 300 gold, so nowhere near to aging yet. Instead, being forced to add those expensive Naginatas, as you have said, we're just looking here at a really good position for Mitoe. If only he's
and I don't want to take
anything
anything away from Flontier here. Right, he certainly has built a strong Japanese army. I mean, there's a lot of Ashigaru here, there's a lot of Neginata with the Daimyo Mototada. So it's a strong army here, but it's countered very well by the Indian army as well. Yep. Oh, look at this lone Ashigaru here. Oh, he's fighting the good fight. Oh, nope. The last stand did not work. Ooh, another town center coming down for Mitoe. Wow.
And another
This
town
economy
center,
from Mitoe is just insane. He has so much map control. Ugh.
I think regardless of
Yeah,
the population figures, even the army differences, the score of Mitoe is just 30 points higher. And that's basically due to his trade route.
Right.
There's every turn.
Right, and look how fast he rebuilt that broken TP.
Indeed, huh?
Oh, that's insane. Yeah, this just shows you the power that India has.
Yeah, I remember like
India,
2 minutes
when
ago
given
he
the
didn't
time
have
to
any
sit back,
Gurkha. But right now he's just rebuilt his entire mass.
Right, and now
Urumi's moving
I mean,
in.
he can just push in here. So many Zambraks. I wonder where the 2 siege elephants are.
He is migrating
I'd
quite
like to
well
see them in this fight, even though they're not great against. Yes, he is. Ooh, some Naginata. Those Gurkha are gonna get caught out, but I mean, just those are what are Naginata? 100 gold. That is so much gold being lost, and even if he loses all of these Gurkha, Mitoe's still getting the better part of this exchange.
Yeah, these Naginatas are going down.
So it's
Gurkha still. There's still enough Gurkha
I think
to
this just
defend
comes
this off.
Right, and we who love military history call this a war of attrition. Basically, as Flontier resigns there, just he was able to outlast him. He was able to build more stuff and make more units. But certainly not a bad performance from Flontier. I think he had the right composition to deal with it, but just wasn't able to get that economy as good as the India's trading post economy, which was just three town centers as well. I mean, how do you beat that?
Yeah, it's just a difference of 10k resources simply because of that.
Right, and people have realized ever since RE patch, when trading posts went down to 200 wood, just how powerful the trading posts can be, and they've become, they've gained so much popularity over the years. It's insane.
Yeah, they have, haven't they?
But I mean, they're excellent. They are such efficient gathering sources. So
I think
very well played by Mitoe and by Flontier.
That a trade post on an upgraded trade post equates to 6 villagers. I might be wrong. But
and then you factor in 5 of those. That's 30 villagers.
Yeah. That's just insane.
I mean, even if you just take the base trading post that's worth 4 villagers, that's still 20 villagers. So it's huge. But it looks like Mitoe for game 2 is going to pick Dutch, since he does have to pick first. And we'll see what Flontier decides to pick in this game 2. Game 1 going to Mitoe in this best of 5. And I don't think. Yes.
You can? So I'm the only one. Okay, then I need to.
Did it ask you to download the file?
Yeah, I have to relog.
Yeah, I might need to re-enter. Yeah, but certainly an excellent first game, and I'm pretty sure it was lag-free, which is
a
wonderful thing to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm no tech wizard, but I basically turned some buttons and switches and dials and worked with stuff. Shout out to Veni Vici for helping me out with some of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as well as Gaia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Yeah, I felt kind of bad after that first series, making him lag so much. So but I really appreciate his help in getting me up and running finally. Thank you, Gaia, if you are listening. I owe you one, or I owe you more than one. Many is what I owe you, Gaia. But it looks like we are going to be going into this game too. We will see what Flontier decides to pick. He does have the counter pick, which is good for him.
Yeah, don't know how to solve this, actually.
I think the best way to solve it might be a rehost.
Okay, let's try. Oh, it's walking. I don't know.
Oh,
yay!
awesome! I'm glad. I would have hated for him to shut it off right as you turned green. That would have been
exactly.
That would have been disappointing. Hey, I got it. Oh, it's gone. But our second game will be Thar Desert. Or Thar Desert. It's a desert.
With Thar on it.
Thar with Thar. Desert featuring
Thar. Or, I think it's Thar, isn't it? Yeah. Who knows? Indian?
I believe it's Thar. Is he gonna go with India?
I think so.
Interesting.
Dutch is also your favorite civ, right?
That's awesome. Yes, I love Dutch. I can't play Dutch, but I love Dutch. Mainly because while I am American, my heritage is mostly Dutch.
Is it? Oh wow.
So. Yeah. If you heard my last name, you would immediately think Dutch.
Let's not say your last name online.
Right. I'm not that smart, but I'm smart enough not to say my last name while online.
Okay, then at least
I wouldn't want Sampukunku tracking me down for the leg, finding where I live.
Let me teach you at least the right pronunciation of the word Reuter, and that is Ruiter.
Reuter?
Ruiter.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people say router.
Yeah.
But yeah, Reuter or Reiter.
I think Interjection's pronunciation is the worst. He says something like Reuter or so. All right.
Absolutely. All right, would you like to do the introductions, my friend?
No, I'll have you do it. You did very well last time.
Well, in the north of the map, in the color blue, playing as India, we have Flontier. And in the south of the map, playing as teal, as the civilization Dutch, we have Mitoe. From the looks of the map, coin mines look even. Hunts are sparse, but that's kind of the way the map works. So it looks pretty even. And once again, we have two civilizations with two scouts. Ooh, look at this.
Already found 80 wood, right?
That's
or is it 85 wood treasure? That's really nice. So close to you.
85 wood, and he's kiting that. Oh, man, watching Mitoe kite these treasures is like a work of art. Ugh, I wish I could do that.
I know someone who can do that. Isam. Isam does
who's
it
that?
as well.
Really?
Yeah, he does that all the time.
Uh-oh.
Elephants moving in. Well, too late to catch this one. But he might be able to catch this 50 wood.
Plenty of time. All right. You're absolutely right. What other big treasures do we have on the map? Ooh, we have the big one, the 90 wood over here.
Mm-hmm. He must have spotted that
what else? We have some small coin treasures.
He has.
Oh yeah, here's 50 wood. Now I don't think Mitoe used his crack shot. But it looks like, ooh, is he gonna see that? No, he's gonna collect this 40 food, which is very good. Mitoe's coming for it.
Oh.
Will he get there in time? Oh, this is so close. He brings the other elephant in.
He might actually.
Oh, this is gonna be
totally zoomed in.
Big.
This is going to be big.
Contention. Oh,
and he has got it.
Down for it. Oh my gosh, he got the 50 wood. Oh, that was an amazing play by Mitoe. Crack shotting it, and then in a split second going down and getting that 50 wood.
That's just amazing.
Flontier just gives up. He just walks his elephants away. Oh my goodness.
Completely
and this
disarray.
envoy is gonna definitely spot this 90 wood.
He's already spotted
he's
it.
He's already at 135 wood. That's gonna make getting that bank so much easier, especially if he finds this 90 wood as well. Waits for his crack shot to reload. and then kites it decently well. Looks like he could probably pick up this 30 XP treasure in the meantime, if he chooses to. Although I am a little bit worried about Mitoe's second hunt. It is, I mean, you know, both are kind of far away, but
you mean these ones?
These elephants might be a little bit tough to herd in. Yeah, but I think he'll be fine, at least for now. But
they're quite
that third
comparable
hunt
to
is
these
so
elephants.
far away for both players.
Right?
Yep, you're exactly right.
I did check it at the
Looks
start.
like he's going to spot this second hunt coming in.
Yep.
And I want to see who goes for this 90 wood here.
Yeah, both players have seen it,
uh-oh.
and Mitoe is.
Look at this. And he spotted the Agra. Excellent job by Mitoe. Going to scout that right away. And I think that was expected that India would probably try to go for something a little more aggressive.
Yeah,
but,
now Dutch building a bank.
I like the way. Look at. Look already. Wow, that is almost finished with it before he even gets aged up. That's pretty good timing. But look at. I just want to point this out early in the game because I think this is going to come up later. Look at the way Mitoe is positioning his house and his bank. The way you can tell a great player like Jerome or Mitoe or any great Dutch player is the way they wall with their buildings. It's an excellent way to keep off pressure, especially if you're Dutch, where you have to be a bit more defensive. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. Very nice job by Mitoe, already starting that wall. Ooh,
yeah, go ahead, mate.
Look at this, Radix. The consulate is coming down right next to the Agra fort, which signifies to me that there's going to be a hard push here. We could be seeing 5 Sepoy and maybe 3 Imperial Hussar or 6 Redcoats or 4 Sowars coming out. So I think this is going to be very aggressive from Flontier, which isn't a bad choice in this matchup. Certainly when the resources are few, and Dutch kind of thrives in areas that have low resources, especially low food, because they don't need food as much. So I definitely understand him wanting to get the pressure on quickly. But, oh, look at this. I'm just loving Mitoe's play right now. Look, he's got all 4 elephants within his wall.
Yeah,
that is just insanely good.
And putting the bandwagon in a really nice position right there. With the market in front of his base.
He is going... Yep.
I mean, it's virtually impossible for anything
he's
to
being very
push
conservative. Right. Certainly cavalry is going to have a very hard time. Of course, ranged units will be able to still get in there, but it will be difficult. Decided to go with the barracks right away, which I agree with, definitely. You know, India known for their Sepoy. So you certainly don't want to go Hussar, especially if you're being defensive. But let's see what... Looks like Mitoe does have his hunting dog, so decided to go with the market. Does have 2 banks down. I don't know what he's sending next. I'm guessing 700 wood, which is... the bank wagon is usually for something if you want to be a little more safe with your build. 700 wood is usually a little more if you want to be greedy. But we do see the British consulate coming out, so I'm guessing the 6 redcoats. But with these 10 skirmishers and this base building, it might be tough for those guys to push in without some SOARs to help.
Especially because I think India's a bit late. Seems a bit odd to me that India has 7 Sepoy, but Dutch already has 10 skirmishers out. Right.
This mass is fairly underwhelming. They might catch this villager out here, although Mitoe's going to see it. Ooh, yep, he's going to see it and he's going to get out of there. Very nice job. Hopefully, maybe the skirmishers can do a little bit of kiting, but they don't want to go out too far just in case 4 Sowars are on the way. And I'm pretty sure Mitoe is well aware of that. Oh, look at that. Very nice job. The elephant's going to try to tank some damage. 700 wood did come down from Mitoe, putting up the 3rd bank. The 4th bank will likely go up, or maybe going with the stable. Although, I'm not sure what he'll go with at this point. We do have some reinforcements from India coming down the map. Hopefully, the Dutch player does not get sandwiched here. But, I don't know. The India player really needs some cav at the moment.
Yeah, this is
the envoy going to be able to spot those reinforcements. I mean, great job. Yeah. I don't know what Flontier can do
at this point. And
right, and it's certainly going to help him, you know, in the next big fight. But he can't make that immediate push because he's just going to easily be kited.
Yeah,
I mean, what is there now? 15
you
skirm?
are a Dutch player, so if you see his stats, he has around 900 food.
Right now,
you know what's going to happen.
Right now, I am in heaven right now. I am in heaven right now watching Mitoe's play because he is doing everything he needs to do. Even sent the 8 pikemen. That is so smart of him to acknowledge that. Okay, my opponent does have 4 Sowars. I need to have something just in case. You know, I've already sent my wood shipments. Let's send the 8 pikes. I love that. I absolutely love it. Loving Mitoe's play right now. Flontier certainly has a big army, but it's not the kind of army needed. Although he is getting some good shots here. The elephants are kiting, and they are doing some pretty good damage, but in come the Minutemen along with the pikemen. Don't know if Mitoe needed to call the Minutemen there per se, but they're certainly all right. But he doesn't want to lose all of his pikemen here too early. Looks like some Gurkhas are finally coming from Flontier. So he was able to hold that push reasonably well. He did lose a few skirms, but I think he traded certainly very well. Still surprised to see no cavalry. Not even a caravanesi coming out from Flontier right now. And, you know, look at Flontier's base here, Radix. It's very exposed. You know, he's got all these villagers kind of in this no man's land between the fort and the TC and some skirmishers. Skirmishers are better raiding units than people give them credit for because they can pop shots at your villagers from such a distance. And if you don't have cav to ward them off, there's really not a lot you can do about it.
And he doesn't have any.
Right.
Well, 4 Sowars
finally. Yep. So, and the one thing I will give Flontier, I don't want to spend too much time just glorifying Mitoe. I think there are a couple of things he's doing well. He is certainly asserting map control over the middle. And I think he's doing the build he needs to do. It just all seems a little bit slow. What do you think, Radix?
Absolutely. Especially taking into account that Mitoe is almost aged and soon is going to send in hopefully a few cannons. They will just deal very effectively with this army that he has. And as you said before, it's
even had the chance to send 600 wood.
Yeah.
That's, and I would bet that 9 Reuters is going to come out next. More Reuters are going to be sent from, because I think Mitoe knows at this point, like Flontier, at some point he's got to make cav. And these pikemen, you know, he's still got some pikemen, but those aren't going to do it. So I think some Reuters are going to be coming out here. I do want to take a look at the text completed, and if we do look, you know, the Indian player has no market upgrades. While, oh, this isn't very good. Look at this down here. Oh, he might lose. He's going to lose 1 vill here, but he was able to get most of them back. Oh, wants to stay away. He's only got those pikemen. He needs some Reuters right now. Oh, those villagers are getting caught in such a bad spot. Oh, and there's not a lot to protect. There's so many Sowars. Oh, but out come a few Reuters. That's not going to be enough, though. Ooh, this is kind of getting a little bit steamy for the Dutch player, but I think he has enough skirmishers that he's just going to be able to outfight.
This is just going to be okay for him.
Outfight India on sheer numbers.
Especially
although I will say he did lose a few villagers there.
But look at the villagers still alive.
I don't know. There's a few Sowar coming in.
And and envoys, just there to tank some extra damage. And there's the card that you mentioned. I
don't know. That was a lot of villagers lost.
No, that's quite all right. And
but,
those envoys.
I don't know, at the end of the day, that was a lot of military units to lose for 5 villagers.
Absolutely, but look at what India has. Still in H2, almost no sepoys left anymore, and if those envoys had popped just a few seconds earlier, they would have been really effective. And I would say at this point, Mitoe has won the game. What do you think?
Yeah,
I mean, Flontier is not even close to
It's
aging.
a little early for me to call yet, but right. What I'm worried about is I wouldn't want to call it too early, but it's certainly looking very favored in the direction of Mitoe, especially since he sent 7 Reuter. Look at how many Reuter are coming up the map.
Yeah, look at
and
this.
You know, those Sawars aren't going to make a lick of difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he's got some Gurkha here, but obviously Gurkha aren't going to stand up to that many skirm. And this is where what I was talking about earlier. You know, skirms as raiding units, when you can protect them adequately, they are so dangerous. Look, they just pick off villagers, one-shot them from such a distance. Look at that. God. Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous.
And very well protected by the
picks off 2
Ruiters.
vills, doesn't lose anything for it.
Yeah. And he's just moving in for the fort.
This is what, in my opinion, makes the Dutch so dangerous. Yep. And I don't know about this yet. Obviously, the fort's not going to do a ton of damage. Maybe trying to catch some reinforcements, but he doesn't have any good siege units, so I doubt he's going to stick around. Plus, you know, a lot of military could pop out of here at the same time. But, you know, the Aggro fort isn't... Oh, what happened? Did he need to lead his Aggro fort?
Flontier has given up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, did he...
That was a really quick...
All right, well,
one, yeah.
That was... Yeah, I apologize, Radix. I might have got a little too excited about the Dutch, but God, Mitoe played that so well. He did everything a Dutch player needs to do.
Yeah, he did it almost perfectly.
And I love it.
Yeah, the only mistake I could see...
I've reacted to...
the only mistake that I could see was just in the heat of the battle, one villager shot one of his elephants back, so he had to hurt him over here. That wasn't really a big problem at all.
Right.
You know, it's a really good game.
And I think if he had wanted to, he could have invested in maybe just a short wall here, you know, in the south of the map between these banks, and then just to the limits of the map, and that would have definitely protected that coin mine. And you know, walls are pretty cheap, but other than that, I mean, and that was, you know, he didn't even lose a whole lot from that raid.
No,
but still, very nice job.
3 villages.
Oh my, I just noticed this, Mitoe, but he did all of that on 3 banks.
Did he?
Oh no, there's a 4th one here.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 banks. Only 4 banks, but you know, still, that's 4 banks on ESOC patches is actually considered, you know, less than average. Usually people have at least 5 banks, and some people go for 6, but...
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm
still
very
nice
disappointed
job
in
by
Mitoe. Should have gone for the 6 banks.
Yep, I think... and I think that's what cost him the game, honestly.
Yep, absolutely.
But...
I mean, I'm just thoroughly impressed by the microing of Mitoe at that point. I mean, so often...
Right.
you move your army around, and then you slam them into the enemy, and then you wait and see, and then, you know, we all have been there. All of a sudden, your army is gone. And with Mitoe, it just didn't happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Yeah, I think certainly Mitoe is in a very commanding position in that game. But that map just favors Dutch so well. Honestly, Dutch thrives in maps that, you know, are lacking in food because they take such good advantage of that. Flontier is going to pick Dutch here as his first pick, and Mitoe going right away with China. That was so quick.
Almost like he's expecting him to go Dutch.
That was, wow. That was the quickest Civ pick I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
But yeah,
not
game
the first
3 in this best of 5 in the round of 32. Yeah, between Mitoe and Flontier, and it is 2-0 Mitoe, but we could see something from Flontier. Not putting him out in any means. He's certainly shown me that he's a very, very capable player. But I mean, Mitoe is just so good.
Yeah, he's just in another range. Just.
All right. So, what I'm, so the initial things I have about this map. I'll quick do the introduction. In the north of the map, in the color blue, playing as the Dutch, we do have Flontier, and in the south of the map, in the color teal, playing as the Chinese, we do have Mitoe. It is 2-0 to Mitoe in this best of 5 in the round of 32. looks like we're going to start with a 200 wood start for the Dutch player. Very good for him. Certainly ideal. But what do you think about this matchup, Dutch versus China?
Actually, I have no idea. I would say, as the Chinese player, I would try to simply go to the third age. But as the Dutch player, I would probably do the same. Like, we might actually just see like both civs going to the third age and then battling it out like that.
At the same time, which I definitely think that's probable. That's definitely what most people would do. But I do want to point out that the rush distance between these two bases is very short. So an aggressive strategy on this map is by no means beyond imagination.
But
so
can you, as Dutch?
If I were to see something aggressive, I don't think you can as Dutch. But you know, the Chinese player, they don't have a great H2, but then again, neither do the Dutch. You know, they pretty much have Skirm, Pike, Hussar, and Chinese player has Chuko Nu, Quang Pikeman, and I forget the name of their cavalry.
Steppe Riders.
But I think Steep Riders, yes. But you know, I do want to point out that Mitoe does have 3 military cards in H2. He has the 8 Chuko Nus, he has the 9 Quang Pikemen, and he has the 7 Steepy Riders, which isn't totally new. But I wouldn't be surprised to see something happen with Mitoe and maybe playing a little more aggressively, or you know, since he's laying down this trading post, maybe he's going to be a little more conservative. But I would not be surprised if something aggressive comes against this Dutch player.
It would be possible. However, it would be so much more likely for him to just go to the third age, because China has so many more
certainly
cards in the third age, which can deal with anything Dutch can throw at them. Especially the cav, like we saw in the other game.
And that's certainly true. That is certainly true.
Really,
and I think
decided the game.
Yep. And I think at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. I think the only way that Mitoe would be aggressive and be successful is just the unpredictability of it. I mean, who expects China to do an H2 rush? So I certainly think that it will probably be
honestly,
more conservative Fortress Age play.
Yeah, well, honestly, I would expect Flontier to go for an H2 rush as Chinese, but I wouldn't expect Mitoe, arguably one of the best veterans in this matchup, maybe even in this championship, to make that error. Would you? Let me ask you, would you in this matchup, knowing that you are the better player, spend all these resources in the second age whilst you know that you have a whole line of cards waiting for you in the third age? Would you do that? Would you rush?
Well, it depends. Honestly, I think here's the deal. I think if he knows, the only way I could see it working is that he knows that what's the most common Dutch strategy? A 5 Hussar semi-FF. Now, let's say, you know, Flontier does a 5 Hussar semi-FF. He's building his second bank. He hit the second age, but all of a sudden, you know, he's got 15 Chuko Nu and 15 Quang Pikemen at his doorstep. What's he going to do with 5 Hussar? And then all of a sudden, you know, what do? You're belled up. And certainly it's not the strongest thing that China could do, but against Dutch, who is equally conservative in their play, and they don't have those second age units. I mean, they have, 8 Pikemen in their deck? It's not beyond the realm of possibility, although I certainly expect something more conservative out of Mitoe. I'm just saying I wouldn't put it past him, just because this map is so small and the rush distance is so short.
That might be true, but from the looks of it, Mitoe is going full on for the troll version of what we were talking about, because he's added a second trade post, both denying access to a trade post for the Dutch player, but also basically
that is interesting.
Yeah, he's just putting it out there, like, come get me. If you don't, I'm going to do a repeat of the game we had before on Klondike. Remember the 5 TP trade burst thing?
Right.
And
certainly, and I think that's a completely viable strategy. Yeah. Although I will say his age up is taking quite a while. I mean,
yeah, because he hasn't
but he has 2
a
shipments
villager
saved
on
up,
it.
which is very interesting.
Did you see it? Like he replaced the wonder and just immediately went back to hunting. So I think he doesn't.
Yeah, I believe that my strategy of aggression has. Right. I think my strategy of aggression is at this point thoroughly out the window.
Yep. It is. He has. But he has stacked 2 cards, and I think we can check, but I think it's 700 wood, 700 gold. Let's take a look.
Yep, is gonna kill that Dutch envoy, which is very important because China, you really don't want people. Well, as any civ, you don't want people expecting what you're gonna do. Although I do like Flontier's play again with this walling. He's doing a very good job. Look at all the hunts he's got within his base. He's got his 4th bank going up. He decided to be a little more greedy, shipping the 700 wood first. But it does mean that he doesn't have any military buildings out, so it doesn't look like we're going to see any kind of Cav FF.
None whatsoever.
We could just see 2 straight FFs from both players.
Yep, exactly as I predicted.
I think we might just see a straight FF from both players.
And I would do as well, especially if you see how many.
In this case, Radix, you were absolutely right.
As always.
Yep, look at that. Mitoe's already going up to the 3rd H.
But he is.
Yep,
oh,
this is.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
And
I wonder why. Huh. I like this from Flontier. I like how he's. Yeah.
I'm not quite too certain about it, to be honest. Flontier is a bit behind, already 40 seconds behind.
Right.
Only now ready to age.
Right.
And he's picked, of course,
I do like the fact that he has been... I do like the fact that he's been eating his yaks in order to get his banks up faster and get his age up faster.
Yeah.
That does mean, though, that if he gets strapped for food in his base, he's not going to have that food source to fall back on. So it's a short-term versus long-term kind of thing. Although he does have 5 banks working for him. He does have a barracks going down. Don't know if I love the positioning of that barracks per se.
Absolutely. That was just what I was going to say.
Within range of the...
I mean, this Rex
look at this.
is gone.
Look at this.
Yep.
In come the Quang Pikeman. Oh, I think... Yep, that's gone. And he can't... Yeah, there's no way he's going to have 5 skirm out in time for that to come. He is shipping the Minutemen, though, which does mean he's going to be able to... Oh, but the Arquebusier coming out. And this is not looking good for Flontier.
That doesn't want to lose those Quang Pikemen.
Try back them up and use the Arquebusier. Yeah, I think Mitoe's just so bound and determined to get this barracks down that he does not care about... which I think is good, because, you know... Flontier has shipped the 700, 600 wood, so he doesn't have those shipments anymore that he can send to build up and rebuild that infrastructure. So he's certainly going to be strapped for wood here as we continue to go on, and he's not going to be able to put those villagers on other resources like gold and food.
Are you seeing the petards? Like he's sent in the petards. That's a card for the banks.
We have petards?
Yeah. Oh, Flontier is calling out. No.
Gracious.
I think we have to translate it to.
Oh.
No.
I think Flontier might have just.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I were Flontier, that would be GG for me. Yeah, there's no way Flontier comes back from this. He's lost 2 military buildings, a bank. Gonna lose this bank. There's no way you return from this. I mean, I don't want to put Flontier in the gutter just yet, but I don't think anybody comes back from losing that much infrastructure. It certainly is Dutch when you've already used your wood cards. Although, out come the Neuen-Reuters. But the Arquebusier can deal with those relatively well. And he does have some pikemen left. And out come more cavalry. I'm waiting to see a big shipment from China. I haven't seen one yet. I mean, other than the Arquebusiers.
But Mitoe
there was something. And the petards, of course.
2 shipments stacked, so he can send any type of shipment.
Yeah. And look,
Whenever
look
he wants
out.
to.
More arquebusiers coming out, and they're just gonna melt these Reuters.
Right. One villager
Yeah,
going down as well.
And he's lost 2 banks. That's 700 wood and 700 food of infrastructure, plus the 400 wood in the military buildings, plus 100. That's 1,200 wood he's lost. With relatively, you know, he hasn't really gained anything. This is, yeah, this is. I think this is over for Flontier. There's not much you can do about this. I don't even think. Yeah, he doesn't even have the population to build more stuff.
And
Desperately putting houses up in the back of his base, but this is GG.
Yeah, and that was exactly
This is
what
most certainly
Mighty
GG.
was aiming for, probably. Just getting all that infrastructure down.
Right.
As quickly as possible.
Yeah, this was such a good timing, and I think the fact that Flontier placed that barracks so far away from his TC was one of the big reasons he wasn't able to defend that. I think it would have been, oh, look at these redcoats coming in for the siege potential. That is excellent. Yeah, there's no recovery. There's no way Dutch can recover from this unless he pops some 4th age shipment, which he can't. You can't beat this Chinese army.
Well,
and the worst part about it is this Chinese train is just
army,
getting rolling.
But to no avail.
Right.
Because his
And
town
he's
center's
conserving
going
it
down.
certainly, but
Yeah.
you know.
He's only lost 2 skirmishers.
All of his vills are locked in there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's only lost
At the
2
same
skirms
time, though, it's the
and
Zuda more stuff principle.
Yeah, this is GG.
There's too much stuff. I mean, 8 scrims are popping out, but you know, look at Mitoe doesn't even care. He just wants to get into that town center and get those
And he has
juicy little villagers in there.
The juicy villagers.
This is. I admire Flontier. He played that to the end, but there was no way he was winning that. Yeah, that was. You know what? I gotta say, Flontier. He came at Mitoe, and he certainly gave Mitoe. You know, while Mitoe certainly had the advantage in all 3 of those games, I think Flontier played 3, you know, very, very good games.
He did. He did.
So, hats off to Flontier. Hats off to Mitoe for his excellent Dutch play. Especially, I'm still stuck on that Dutch game. I apologize, but yeah.
Yeah, that last game,
So that is going to be that series.
Yeah. This is the last one in the series, isn't it?
And
best of 5.
Yeah, 3-0 to Mitoe. And Radix, did you notice? No leg tests, no pauses, no restarts. That's pretty crazy. That's a new record. Well, that's great.